In this video, I'll share two updates. One is around the active trade inside of Philip Morris. The second is a new feature that we added to the Squeeze platform. Let's start first with the trade inside of Philip Morris. If I load in PM, you should notice that now all of a sudden we're down to 1 out of 5 time frames which still have a squeeze. That's because since the time we made the video where we had 5 out of 5, 4 of those time frames the squeeze has now fired. If you take a look at Philip Morris today, the move inside of Philip Morris was quite nice, and I wouldn't argue if you did take some profits on a day like today. We were up almost 5% with the rotation into consumer staples. Remember, our entry came from the squeeze signals arrow. After that, we had a nice little pullback, and this pullback happened to be aligned with some Fibonacci zones. So I had looked at that inside of my Thinkorswim charts manually here, comparing this swing, but I realized it's a little bit hard to see that inside of our platform. So we added a new feature, and that feature is called Fib Zones. Simply click this toggle and you'll be able to see the closest zones where you have confluences, pullback areas, things of that nature, and I'll even add in the capability, if there's interest, of being able to draw your own pullback. This, I think, would have made it a lot easier to see that this pullback here inside of Philip Morris came right into our Fibonacci zone, which was in that 175 to 175.70 zone. That's the two levels that I had on my Thinkorswim chart. And in fact, if I come to Thinkorswim, I can show you that. This was the 175.69 level. And if you were to compare this larger swing and take where we're currently at in the overall retracement, you would notice that that overlapped really nicely with the 236. And that's where we had this entire confluence near that 175, which is what the platform is highlighting. So a very quick and easy way to now see where support resistance levels are for any active setups. So let's go ahead and put this to use. We know Philip Morris is a trade that's already paid off nicely. We also had a nice pullback. Let's take a look at some other active squeezes from today which might have had some deeper pullbacks. We can see that with all of these percentages here, and I can see ASX stands out. So let's come into a chart of ASX. Keep in mind, we don't really love this P&L histogram bar, so that gives us a little bit of pause, though we know that the strategy overall tends to win. If I open this up inside of our charts, and we take a look to see where we have any Fibonacci symmetry, 39.01 seems to be that one level, which we're getting fairly close to, where you might look at as a potential support zone. I hope you found this video helpful in not only understanding where we're at with Philip Morris, but also understanding how to use this new feature. Philip Morris seems to be a really nice trade that the squeeze on the daily has yet to fire, though we are now coming up into what I would expect to be resistance. And that also very clearly called out here, and you can see the resistance up near 191.84. Hope you find both this video and this new feature helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to send us an email, contact@squeezesetups.com, else I'll see you in the next update.